Apparently, because some teachers are working at home now, we should make half our salary because we're working half as much. I want to have what they're drinking because I don't know about you, but the amount of work that I'm doing is, I don't even want to say 2 times as much, it's 10 times as much than what I normally would have to do. I don't even know how teachers who only had 3 or 4 days to prep before students came back did it, because my school board decided to push the start of the school year back from August 18th to September 8th. So that gave teachers in my district 3 additional weeks because we were supposed to start August 13th, but instead teachers, we started August 18th. That first week, day 1 was just, staff PD for the faculty, but then the next 2 days we had to do required trainings. And so we did like this district PD. On top of that, there were 10 required trainings that we had to do. And then if you're new to the district or just new to the profession, you have to do the required new teacher orientation training. So I don't know how people were doing it with only 3 or 4 days because I'm exhausted and I'm overwhelmed. I have 2 preps. Actually, the purpose of the video is for me to show you my Canvas, so I don't want to go off on a tangent. But since I haven't vlogged in a while, I figured let me start with that. So actually, let me just move to that because I don't want to say something that will get me in trouble based on things that people are complaining about in the general public about teachers. I'm not going to get into that. Let me show you my Canvas course so that way you have an idea of what I'm doing with remote learning. So this is what my page looked like last year, the home page. This is what it looks like this year. There actually was a remind button here, but I took it away because it has my class code and I don't feel like editing the video to hide that. So forgive me. But the students can click on their Zoom class and it will open up the Zoom conference. Not going to go in there right now. Or they can click on the remind button when I place it back here to open up remind on their computer in case they don't want to download the app to their phone, so they have that option as well. So the one thing that I did different, so if I take a look at this one and then this one, obviously it's in something. It is in a Google Slides presentation. And the reason I did this, well, the first reason is because this page is image heavy. And sometimes the images would spiral and the page would still load and 5 minutes would pass and I would have a student say, well, I can't access anything. And so I decided to put it into Google Slides presentation. So let me show you, here's a Google slide, here's this. The other reason I did this is because it's responsive. So I can put a whole bunch of images in here, whereas in the old home page, there's only so much I can do and I'm limited to the HTML. And if you're not a teacher who's familiar with that, then it's difficult to kind of make it the way that you want to make it. But with the Google Slides presentation, you can add images, you can drag and drop things. It's responsive, so if I move the arrow and we're like, hey, we're on this unit now, it's not going to move here, but when a student refreshes or they log in for the first time, the arrow will now be on the new location that I placed it. So it's responsive. The other reason I did this is because if for some reason Canvas goes down or students can't access it for some reason, they have access to Google Slides. And so I can share the Google slide with them and they can still access things that I need for them to do. So that's the units of study. Then here's the assignments calendar. So when we went to distance learning, remote learning, this was the page that I set up. And I created a calendar after the very first day because students were a little bit confused, and so I streamlined it a little bit more and they said that this was better for them. So I decided to do a calendar. It's grayed out because as we went along, I grayed out the dates to make it easier for them. And so it looks something like this where they were different colors. Again, this is done in a Google Slides presentation, and I did it this way because, again, notice how I can put just images and like fonts and things like that, whereas I can't really do that much within the HTML of Canvas. So let me look at my Google Calendar slide. Again, it's responsive, and so I have this little ghost. If I want to move it for some reason or put an image there, again, it's not going to move, but if a student logs in for the first time or they refresh the screen, then the ghost will be in the new spot. Also, I linked everything. So let's say class 2 or student was absent for class number 2, they can click on that, and here are the links with the agenda with everything. And I didn't want to create a whole bunch of just different pages within Blend. If I say Blend, I mean Canvas. That's what our district calls Canvas Blend. And a student can go ahead and click, they can click on class number 5 if they wanted to, and let's say they can click that. That's fine. I'm going to have access right now because I'm the teacher, but I'm going to show you real quick. If I scroll down, as a teacher, you can set availability dates. So my 6th period class, They will not, if they proceeded forward in the calendar and they clicked on this, it doesn't matter. They won't have access until September 10th at 11:10 a.m. for somebody in my 6th period class. Somebody in my 8th period class won't be able to access this until September 10th at 3 p.m. And so with this, it doesn't matter if they click on class 5 and I have the links already there, which I don't because I'm building it right now. They won't be able to access it because I set parameters there. And notice how when I click on a class, there's a calendar home. So they can just click on this. They don't have to click the back arrow or the back button right here. They can just click calendar home to go back. And so this is the reason I have a calendar, because again, if for some reason Canvas goes down, they can access the Google slide. And then the last thing I have is an interactive notebook thing, but I don't know if I'm going to do this because it just depends on whether or not they allow students at some point to come up maybe once during the grading period to grab paper copies of something. And so if they're able to do that, then I will have copies for the entire grading period for the students, which for anatomy I think is important because it's very visual and they need that piece. Some students, and I don't want them just to be in the computer the entire time, I want for them to be able to color in. And so in case they do that, then I want this situation for them. So let me click on a unit to show you an example of my notes. So here is one of the unit notes. So I went ahead for one of my units, the first unit, and put together all like a slide of all the important topics. It's not an end-all be-all, but in case like a student wants to just kind of get an idea of what they're doing, or maybe they missed something, they can look at the slide here. To support my English language learners, I put an audio file, so here I go.
There are 6 topic sections in this presentation. In the upper right corner of each slide,
you get the idea. I want to do it for all the slides, but that is going to take a lot of time, and I just don't have time before the start of the school year to do that. They can also go to a particular section, so they don't have to, proceed slide by slide. If they want to go to body sections and planes, they can click this. They want to go to body parts, they can click this. They want to go to levels of organization, they can click that. So that's how that works. Then videos, in case they need some support, it's kind of the same way. I put 4 videos just in case for some reason they don't understand me and they want additional help or they just want to study some more. I put 4 videos on each topic. They want to go to body sections and planes, they can click that. And there are 4 videos there for them on each section. Body parts, levels of organization. And they don't have to watch the video in this size. They can click the full screen and it will expand out for them. Well, that's all I have for right now. I'm still building the course for my anatomy and physiology class. I need to work on my pre-AP chemistry course as well. But if you have any questions about what I did or how I did it, then please feel free to leave that in the comments section below. If there's anything about this video that you like, then hit that like button and or subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and until my next video. Bye. I think I said that word. And until my next video. Bye.